Hey everyone, this is Olay from Laddering Your Success, and you're listening to the LYS Podcast. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. Welcome one, welcome all to another session of LYS Free Student Mentoring. Folks, so happy to say this. This is the last show or the last mentor call of the year. We have hit December 18th. I know you're like, we're still December 18th, but guess what? Next week is Christmas. And we want you to enjoy your Christmas. Why? Because we want to enjoy our Christmas, right? Merry Christmas. Happy Chrysler. So we want to enjoy our Christmas as well. So with that being said, this is the last mentor call of the year. Festus, and I got to make sure we say happy belated birthday to Festus. Last week Festus celebrated his birthday. So happy belated birthday, Festus. Hope you had a wonderful one.
Yeah, bro. Thank you so much for that. This year was definitely a trying year, but it was good just to spend time with family. You know, for me, the older I get, the more I see like just spending time with family is critical. And so didn't do nothing too big, too outrageous. And so it's good. It's good. And thank you for the birthday gift, by the way. I did receive that. I've seen it this morning.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. All right. Well, folks, let's go ahead and get going. We're just going to be doing a little recap this year of all the things that we've talked about this past year. And when I went back and I looked through it, I was like, man, it's actually a lot. I knew it was a lot, but to actually look at it was like, oh, wow. So as always, folks, if you want to get in contact with us on Instagram, just go ahead and on Instagram, LYS Students, or _LYS to get in contact with us on Instagram. On Facebook, in that search bar, just go ahead and type in Laddering Your Success in that search bar, and you'll be able to get access to these mentor calls and all of our other content that we have here on LYS. I was about to say in LYS Studios, but I'm going to go ahead and make that call right now.
Hey,
LYS
yeah,
Studios.
LYS Studios. I love it. I love it.
Copyright, trademark, circa 2022.
I love it.
Legally binding. All right. On YouTube, just go ahead in the search bar, Laddering Your Success. Once again, into that search bar, get access to wonderful interviews that Festus has had with people who he's been able to get close to $500,000 worth of scholarships, tuition, financial aid.
A little bit of light work, you know what I'm saying? A little bit of light work.
Just a little something, just light work. Just it's soft work.
Mm-hmm.
On TikTok, LYS on TikTok. If you want to get in contact with us for us to come talk to your church youth group, your school, send us an email at info@ladderingyoursuccess.com. And if you want to get in contact with us on Discord, so excited about this. Next year, can't wait to really get this going. Search for Laddering Your Success in Discord to be able to join our Discord group, where we will be sending wonderful information, stats, statistics, helpful resources, all of the sort to help teachers, parents, students, mentors, counselors, admin, educators, everyone. And of course, if you love what we're doing, we've been going hard and strong for about 6 years now, and we're so excited. We're on the cusp of really turning this into something that's really what it's been, but just giving it out to more people and really getting more notoriety. So if you love what we're doing, $Laddering Your Success on Cash App. All right. $Laddering Your Success on Cash App. $LADDERINGYOURSUCCESS on Cash App. And of course, we cannot go this far without talking about the hallmark of LYS. The LYS Plan and Assignments app, right? It helps you quickly create a dynamic, rich, engaging, accommodated lessons and assignments for your students. This is a supplemental educational tool that you can use in conjunction with your lesson plan to provide standard aligned lesson plans with with the LYS methodology built into them. So what does that mean? We're talking about things that have to do with health, social aspects, cultural, vocational, financial, spiritual. I always miss the last one. Health, spiritual, financial, vocational, cultural, spiritual,
Social,
educational.
social, educational.
Social educational, right? All of those aspects into those lesson plans for your students. Folks, it's transformative what these lesson plans are going to do, and I'm super excited to see what the growth that happens, and to get more teachers using it, and to get more students changing the course, figuring out what they want to do with their lives, getting them in contact with the resources that they need to become successful and create a path of generational wealth. And of course, we know that goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on, like many of your favorite rap songs, right? So, Festus, question for us. Oh, we got someone. Oh man, so honored to have the Obsessions in with us.
Yeah, 100%. Thank y'all for
Samuel, Joshua, Caleb, also known as SJC Bros. Festus was just talking about hiring you guys to, because he was like, he was looking at our
say I'm talking more like internship. I'm talking about the hire.
You see, that's the beauty of having, someone as smart as Festus, running this, because it's like just that key word right there can save you a lot.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a word right there, as they would say. But he was looking at SJC Bro subscribers, looking at LYS subscribers, like, man, they got more subscribers. Might have to bring these guys on to get our subscriber game.
A little collaboration, yeah, a little collaboration. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So proud of you, you young gentlemen there. So for us, what have you enjoyed about this first year of LYS free student mentoring? What have you enjoyed about this first year of LYS free student mentoring?
No, go ahead. You're gonna say something. Who's that? Caleb? You're gonna say something? Go ahead.
I enjoy like the websites that we learned for the college help.
I love that. I love the fact that you guys are remembering and you're actually accessing this information, because people talk about information being powerful, but to me, information isn't as powerful as the use of information, right? And I think that's the kind of, I guess you could say, theme we're going to see going forward more is, are people actually using the information that they're getting? We're deep in the information age, and now information's everywhere and it's widely accessible, but are you using it? And so I think, I'm really proud of you guys, because you guys are young guys, and so that takes wisdom to come and learn, and then to apply what you learn. And so wisdom is simply do what you do, what you know, and that's a chief value of LYS. So I'll throw mine out. I would say consistency, bro. I think this year, despite all that's gone on, we have been the most consistent with working as a team, with doing our obviously our mentor calls. I got a call from somebody that was like, yo, we would like to do a collaboration simply because you're so consistent. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's a big deal, is to be consistent in what we do. You know what I'm saying? Because eventually I think, it's all going to come together. So that's what I've enjoyed the most about LYS this year.
I would agree a lot and say that I have really enjoyed the consistency. I've enjoyed the pursuit, the thrill of getting in and just, setting up and getting these topics ready to be able to go in and do something and do these mentor calls. I was going to say, another thing I really enjoyed is every time we've had like D Hill, thank you so much for being here, D Hill, Jamark, and all these other wonderful people, the Obsessions, all these people that come in, and they just, when we all come in together, we just say the most profound things, and they really highlight and sort of verify, or they kind of just really help me, know that, like, yes, this is definitely the way that we should be going, and that what we're doing is really coming from a place of love and a place of passion and purpose. And so that's something I really enjoyed doing this past year with these calls. D Hill, I know you over there running wild, probably eating.
About to. You ain't ever lied. I'm still
What have you enjoyed?
the most about LYS. You talking about that? Huh?
Yes. What have you enjoyed? So sorry, I was trying to share the screen. What have you enjoyed about the first year of LYS Free Student Mentoring?
Truth.
Oof.
Y'all don't try to hide the truth. Y'all tell the truth about everything and give factual information. And y'all, and most stuff y'all just share for free to just help people out. Y'all very helpful. So yeah, stuff like that, and also the fellowship.
That's dope, man. We love you too, bro. We love you.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Love you too, big bro.
All right. Okay. So real quick, I actually wanted to, I know you're like, why does he have Marvin Gaye there? I wanted to share something that I thought was really poignant and powerful. Yeah. And I just in light of some things that I've seen recently, and I just wanted to share it with us before we continued here. This is an interview that Marvin Gaye did, I think, in 1983. Yeah, he did this in 1983. So let me make sure I'm sharing my sound. All righty.
What is the most absolute? Okay. What was the absolute rock bottom worst moment in the last 7 years?
Oh, the absolutely worst rock bottom moment in the last 7 years when I tried to commit suicide through an overdose of cocaine.
How long ago was that?
That was not too long ago. Well, it was about 3 years ago in Hawaii. I was in an emotional state of, I've never been quite so depressed. I'm a bit of a manic depressant anyway. Most of the time I put on quite a face and an act, but I'm pretty depressed most of the time anyway. I have, as I said before, a lot of feeling inside for people and my love, my life, my job, what I feel I'm here for, my purpose. And I'm a little reluctant sometimes to get on with it. I'm afraid I'm...
Okay, so I hope we were able to hear that, but
Powerful.
yeah, but he said two things that I thought were really powerful. The first one was puts on a smile, puts on a face. And then he also mentioned, if you listen very carefully, he mentioned purpose.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's very powerful. So there's a guy named Twitch who was the DJ for Ellen. And I only heard, well, one of the teachers at the school came and told me about it. And I would, my mom watched Ellen during the day. Sometimes when I come home and I'm like, man, I'm like, that guy's cool. I'm like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with him.
Yeah,
but
I've let me say I'm familiar with him, but I'm not like just the hugest fan of the show, Ellen's show.
Yeah.
And it's not that, it's just, I'm just not around to watch it. It's not that I'm saying it's a bad show or anything like that. I just don't get a chance to watch it often. But I'm familiar with it. Yeah.
Same. He's just a really cool guy. He loves to dance. And he actually, if I'm not mistaken, one of my favorite dancing videos, is him and Affion Crockett dancing to James Brown's I'm Black and I'm Proud. It was like they were doing this dance thing, and I was like, man, I love that dancing. I loved it. But it was really interesting because I was on LinkedIn earlier, and it was a picture of Anthony Bourdain, Twitch, and I think two other famous celebrities, and they were all smiling, and they said this is the face of suicide.
Oh yeah, it had
Robin
it
Williams.
was the model. Yeah,
Robin Williams and Miss USA. Thank you very much. Absolutely. And a lot of times that's what it is. You see people. I can't remember which country. I don't know if it's Japan or China. I want to say maybe it was Japan. But it said you have different faces. You have the face or the mask that you put on to the world. So when you go out into the world, you show this mask to people. You have this mask that you put on when you go home, and then you have a mask that you put on when you're by yourself, right? And so, out in the world, you may have this mask on, but at home, you may have another mask. And then when you're by yourself, you may have, another mask. And, no one knows that. And so I just kind of wanted to throw that out there to say, if you are feeling that way, if you are feeling like, like you don't belong here on this earth, that you are, I can't express how much you are needed. And I think we all know that the stresses are immense. The stresses are so incredible sometimes, especially when I can only imagine you're on national TV every day. These people are looking to you for their enjoyment because they may be feeling a certain type of way, and you have to provide that for them. But if you have to find a friend, if you have to stay with a friend, if you have to find a therapist, whomever, please do so, because your purpose is not to be cut off, right? Especially by you. And that's all I'm going to say, because I feel I can't word it correct. So, if you guys want to jump in and run on that. Festus, you got the hand on the chin. I know you're probably thinking of something profound. So go ahead.
No, I'll wait. I'd rather hear from Daniel and the young men first.
No, that's real, man. It's kind of sad, man. You see so many people taking their life, and you think, because we was talking about the other day, we was talking about, it might have been the kids at school, like, man, like, we was talking about money, like, had all this money and power. I'm like, yeah, but we didn't see on TV all these people have all this money and power and then not be happy at all, man. So happy is more important than power. You know what I'm saying? And peace is more, and your health is more important than this and that. So it's, man, yeah, people are needed, man. You have to talk to them, because there's a lot of people out here depressed, man. Some people going through a lot. And some people but people don't feel like they can share with anybody too. That's the main problem. Like, no one has anybody to go to. Like, if y'all ever notice, like, it might be some people at your work who might just come up here and just start talking to you and just sharing everything, because some people have nobody to share to. So that's one thing we got to be open-minded to, is just allowing people to share, man, because there are a lot of people hurting in the world today.
100%. 100%. I think there's a saying that, be kind because you never know what other people are going through. And I can distinctly remember where me and my wife ran into some heat with each other a long time ago. For me personally, stuff like that happens when it's like, I feel like, either one of us is doing something that the other person said they were going to do and didn't do. But long story short, we're running into some of this, friction with each other. And the thing that just really stuck out to me was, I was so angry, I decided to walk home. And this is like about a 3 or 4 mile walk home, right? So I'm just like, man, whatever. And I just remember, like, as I was walking, just super angry. I'm like a mile into the walk, and then like a dude he was getting ready to turn, like coming out of a shopping strip, and he seen me. And then he stopped his car to not hit me, and then just kind of waved and smiled. And I was just thinking, like, this small act of kindness is actually a big act of kindness right now, because I'm angry, I'm hot or whatever. And it's like somebody who doesn't know me, not just, again, like, hey, look, I'm not going to hit you with a car, but I'm also going to, like, hey, kind of give you a wave and just to acknowledge, what I'm saying? Just acknowledge you. And to me, that's the thing that was such a big deal from that. So yeah, man. I'll just
absolutely
end it right there.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was saying that's it. I'll end right there.
Yeah, and I think, hey, LYS fam, it's Olay. Just wanted to take a quick break to let you know that even though the cost of college can be daunting, the LYS Scholarship Guide ebook can assist you in realizing your dreams. You can identify and apply for scholarships using the information, advice, and resources in our comprehensive guide. Also, we've provided a template for a successful scholarship essay to help you stand out from the crowd. Don't allow student loan debt to control you. Get your copy of the LYS Scholarship Guide ebook right away to take charge of your destiny. Simply go to lys.com/parents to get your copy today. Now let's get back to that fire conversation. The thing I was going to say is, and I have this talk with my students, because, you'd be surprised, even with 5th graders, 6th graders, a lot of them, they say that in passing, but I don't think they understand how important it is when they, you see a letter that says, I wish I could kill myself or something like that. I always tell the kids, I was like, you really don't want to joke with that, because what you don't realize is when you're gone, you're gone. Like,
Yeah.
This moment right now, the little things that we do in our class, I can't do that with you anymore. So really trying to help them understand that even though, no matter how bad it is or how bad you may feel, there are people here who really need you, right? There are people here who really need you. And there are certain principles, we talk about principles and values, certain things like that we want to fulfill, I always tell my students, I don't want to have to bury you. I want you to bury me. I want you to be at my funeral. I don't even want to think about going to yours, things like that. Right. All right. Yeah. So just really wanted to talk about go into that a little bit. Okay. I got it open. I'm just trying to make sure I have this open. There it is. All right. So, and I just put this here. This is just a little recap of some of the things we talked about. Now, we've talked about many, many, many more other than this, but this is kind of where a lot of what we talked about this past year, this is where a lot of it centered around. Let me say that. So I ask all that to say, what are you looking forward to in the new year? What things are we looking forward to? This could be regarding LYS free student mentoring. This could be regarding yourself. But what are you looking forward to in the new year? I know this is always a big thing for people. People are always like, New Year's resolutions. I don't think I've had a New Year's resolution in a while. It's been more or less like goals, I guess. And then I guess maybe those are resolutions, but what I don't like is I don't like the whole, the gym is packed January 1st. I know Hill was talking about that a couple of weeks ago. The New Year's coming up, the gym's about to be packed. And then by March, it's like people are like, oh man, I got this, I got that. So what are you looking forward to in the new year?
Shoot, man, just
go ahead.
Go ahead, Festus.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know, man. It's like she was preaching today, man. A miracle coming in this like season, starting from now to the end. Like God making the change, man. Just striving for it. Just keep on being consistent and doing what I'm supposed to do. It just seemed like I don't know. There's a change coming, man, and I'm just looking forward to seeing what God has for us, bro.
Amen. I kind of feel like the same, like, let me say a similar vein is I ask myself 2 questions at like kind of around this time of year. And the 2 questions are, what has God shown me and what is he showing me? And I kind of look at it like, okay, what did you learn in the past year? What were your big takeaways from the past year? And then kind of like, okay, what are you seeing going forward into the next year? And I think those questions are really important for all of us, because there are some kind of major themes in our life, you could feel when your season is shifting, what I'm saying? Like some people can and some people can't, like, but a lot of times we have different demarcations for when that shift is happening, graduation or promotion to a next grade level or something like that, right? So those are the things that like society sets for us. But internally, I think that there's kind of like that switch of like, okay, I think the time is now. I think something's happening, kind of like me and you were talking about right before we started the call, Olay. And I don't know if you remember the year of the Festus and the year of the Moye, it's kind of like that thing where it's like, yo, it's about to have, it's going down right now. So I feel it, you know what I mean? And as you feel that shift happening, I think you have to do some work to look at what you've learned, because I think so often we brain dump, you know what I'm saying? We take all the lessons in life and we take all the stuff and we just brain dump, and usually those things aren't interconnected with us in terms of our purpose, kind of like you were with what Marvin Gaye was saying, was like, I didn't commit suicide or off myself, whatever, for the sake of social media. I did not do that because I had a bigger purpose. I had multiple reasons why. And so I think that's what happens when you take those different lessons from life and you say, well, man, when you add it all together, I got a lot of reasons to be here and to interact, and I got a lot of stuff I'm able to carry forward in life. So yeah, so that's my thoughts.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, we talked about plans for next year. How do you plan on getting there? How do we plan on getting there? Who or what will hold you accountable? And I want to actually start with this one because I think Festus and you, Hill, y'all have done a really, really good job of helping me. I got to say thank you to you all because y'all done a really good job of helping me stay accountable to a lot of these things that I want to do, or helping me realize if this is something that I should even be doing, in the first place. And so I think that's something that I've definitely been able to use into practice. And so essentially, I guess I'll continue to say, I look to those close to me. So that's you all to hold me accountable. And I think I'm also doing a better job of like looking at myself and being like, hey, you said you're going to do this. Like, what are you going to do? Either you're going to make a move, you're going to make a decision, or you're not. And I think the last thing is keeping things to myself, or just really meditating and making sure that something that I want to do is definitely a move I want to make. Because the thing I notice about myself is I can get super, super excited about something like, oh man, this is it. But not realizing that I just have so many interests in things that I like, I'll be like, this is the thing, I'm going to go with it. And before you know it, like 2 months later, I'm like, yeah, probably not. So I think just keeping that, understanding that about yourself, I think is something that's very, very key. And you hit the nail on the head, Festus, when you said, you do have to reflect and just look and see it as you're moving. Like, are you moving in the right vein? Are you making the right decisions as you go along? Like that, are you really growing from what you've applied, the knowledge that you've applied, which becomes wisdom? Are you really doing a good job of applying those things? So I'll leave the floor open for you guys. Who do you plan to hold you accountable for the things you want to do next year?
Shoot, I actually remember Sydney? Yeah, you met Sydney. Oh, girl, Sydney?
Absolutely.
Yeah. We always check in on each other weekly, man, to make sure everything is going right. And also y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? We talk to y'all and you and Crawford all the time, man. Make sure we get stuff done. You know what I'm saying? Especially with this real estate stuff we try to do now. I checking with y'all weekly.
We trying to be moguls.
Dang, y'all in the real estate now?
Hey man, we're trying to buy all the land. Boy, we trying to buy 40 acres and some, man.
That's what's up. Can you repeat the question for me real quick, Olay?
Oh yeah. Who do you plan to hold accountable? Who do you plan on getting there? Oh, I'm sorry. How do you plan on getting there to those things that you want to accomplish next year? Who or what will hold you accountable?
Man, this is something I probably should have said earlier, but I'm just super grateful for the team, for the team that we've been able to build. Again, I think it's just all God's grace to just be surrounded by people who are really firing on all cylinders and doing great work. You know what I'm saying? Like you, AJ, Wes, Cleo, you know what I'm saying? Just Daniel, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I be walking around and then next thing I get all these pop-ups on Instagram. Hey man, Mr. Hill said I need to holler at you. I'm like, what? I was actually looking for a couple now. And just people who are executing at a good level, you know what I'm saying? And so to me, that's a form of accountability. Obviously, married and children and your kids will keep you on your toes. I think that's a big piece, you know what I'm saying, is that. And to me, I think the other thing is the community. Talk offline about this, but I talked with Whitney yesterday, and like, she down, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, just to be able to reach out and have somebody have a very similar heart to us, like, how can we move the needle forward on these conversations about special education and career and college readiness, and you know what I'm saying? And it's like, wow, that's amazing and really powerful to do that. And so yeah, so to me, that's who I think is going to hold me down and keep me accountable.
Hey LYS fam, it's Olay once again. These days many families are busy but want personalized attention. We at Laddering Your Success understand this dilemma and have created a unique approach to help guide you and your child with personal development tools to build a life of purpose. This intimate approach is helpful for those parents that feel the need to have a focused heart-to-heart conversation deciding on the next steps after high school. We provide individual post-secondary planning, virtual customized college and career counseling, and scholarship guidance and planning. Our one-on-one sessions are tailored to each individual student to maximize their potential in the post-secondary realm. With our guidance, your child will be able to make their dreams a reality. Don't wait. Simply go to lys.com/parents to get your copy today. Now let's get back to business on this podcast.
So,
what's been your favorite moment of this past year of LYS Free Student Mentoring? What's been the favorite moment? And I guess I'll talk for a bit while you guys are thinking, because I know that's kind of a loaded question. There's so many moments. For me, it's been any moment when someone has been saying something and it's been so profound that we don't know what to do with ourselves. People on the chat to be like fire emoji, or I'll make a sound. I'll be like, or something like this. Like, a lot of times we go in. I know Festus likes to call it his soapbox moments, but in those soapbox moments, you really drop some jewels and some harsh, real truth that a lot of people do not see, or that a lot of people don't really understand, or that really describes like a whole scenario or situation. And it's super, super powerful. It's super, super powerful because it's the thing that in a lot of arenas people do not wish to talk about. I know for me, the reason why those are my favorite moments is because those are things I try to speak on in my school, and that just got, shut down because of a lack of, I can't say a lack of accountability. I think Jamark Crawford made a really, really good comment about this, or the way he described it. He called it willingly willingly oblivious. And I think that's a key right there. And I think that's the biggest thing, right? Because of LYS, because of the way I was raised, I've learned that, how do I say this? I've learned to never back down on your values and your principles. And I know a lot of people are scared to do that because they're afraid of the person that's in power. They're afraid of not necessarily the person in power. They're afraid of what the person in power can do to them. They have other liabilities, things that they're responsible for, that they feel like may be harmed if they do that. But, I feel like you have to have faith that you're doing the right thing. And in doing so, the truth will always win in the end. And so I think that's a long-winded way of saying that's been my favorite moment whenever we talk like harsh or real truth here on the mentor calls. All right, leave it up for you guys.
Bruh, that was it, man. Them soapbox moments when Festus be going in. I'm like, preach, Reverend Festus. Get in, bro. Yeah. And like just like every time we all come together, and also when Crawford be like, and I'm like, oh snap, he about to get it. And like when you about to go in, bro, and you be like, I'm like, oh, there you go. He about to shut down, bro. But nah, man, I just like everything been learning here, man. Oh, and when y'all helped my niece, last year? This year with switching schools and saving her money, bro, that changed her life forever, man. She's loving Memphis with all her friends now, bro. And just stuff like that, man.
I'll probably tag along. I think those were my two favorite moments. I know we're supposed to say one. I'll get those two, and then we have some Facebook comments. So one was I think the aha moment of how much money your niece would be saving, right? I think it was like $45,000 or something like that. Like literally to just do that on a call, to be like, yo, we did the math, we looked at things, and then it's like, boom, you're gonna save $45,000 plus you're gonna graduate sooner on time. All these different types of things. And we still gave her a strategy that, yo, if you do want to go out here and go to Alabama, you can still do it, but you're not doing it and going into a ton of debt. Now you're doing it because you just know, hey, I want to say I want to be on the campus. I want to say I went there. You know what I'm saying? Versus like oh, I went there, didn't graduate, got a lot of debt, so those things. And then when we did the call with Franklin and help him change his trajectory, because to me, man, just hearing his voice was like near depressed. And for us to get like people to reach out to us from international, and us, I mean, the dude within almost a month's time frame went from like, I don't know what to do with myself, I'm depressed, I don't even have fun with my friends no more, to like, yo, I'm volunteering for the military and helping people out, and I have a deeper relationship with my school. Like, to me, I was just like, whoa, like mind-boggling moments. And then let me get the Facebook comments. Just Chris Hayes says, I'm looking forward to working from home for a full year for the first time and trying to lose some weight. Also trying to get consistent church attendance and meditation on the word. And then for the accountability, says individually and collectively with my family. So that's what he says. So yeah, well, let's hear from the young men. How do you pronounce it? Obishishans? Shashon. Okay, got you. Obishashon. All right, let's hear it. What is your favorite moments?
From the LYS?
Yes.
Okay. My favorite moments was like the laughing moments, like all those funny times.
That's real. That's real. I you know what, that for me, I love when young people can laugh with older people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's super dope to me, because sometimes you're like, they corny, they old and they corny. You know what I'm saying? But but it's like, to me, when it's like, okay, we can share laughter. I agree with that. Definitely.
I think
Sure.
everyone has the inner child, right? Every person has that thing that makes them just a little bit more sentimental. Everyone has that thing that that smell or that moment or that toy or that thing that just brings them back to a memory from back in the day. And like you said, Festus, whenever you're able to share that, especially with a younger person, because in all cultures, young people hold a very special place. And when you think about the average kid, I mean, they're so just their way of looking at the world. I heard someone talk about this, how little kids, we always tell kids to sit down and shut up. And then when they grow up, I'm messing it up. When they grow up, they don't know how to stand up for themselves, and they don't know when to, when they don't know when to speak up. So, embracing the beauty of how young people look at the world, and then having older, mature people to kind of guide them while they still have that childlike, viewpoint and innocence, a way of looking at things is like you said, it's kind of what life is all about, right?
I definitely think that whole perspective of like just intergenerationality, you know what I'm saying? I think is so key, because I think that's why a lot of people are in some of the predicaments they are today, is they don't quite understand what the previous generation went through to get here. So then it's like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. And it's like, oh, you don't know what we lived through. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, maybe because I'm just such a historian and stuff, and I don't want to talk politics or anything, but it's like what's happening in Ukraine is like, yo, this could literally spark World War III. Like, a lot of people don't realize how bad it was, World War II. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally to draft every person who could fight, and you're off in a fight.
Yeah.
And literally we're reliving that now. And you got people who just because of their political affiliations are like, so be it. And it's like, no, I don't really think you understand how bad it is to have to literally rebuild the world. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't a great job then, and I don't think it's going to be a great job if we do it again. You know what I mean? So anyway, so to me, that intergenerationality matters, where it's like, you learn from me, who learned from who, this person. I don't want to get too much into church stuff either, but it's interesting because that's when you go do the deep dive, they say that's how the popes came about, was literally because, quote unquote, Peter was the first, and then learning from that line and actually meeting people who've had that interaction since then. You know what I mean? I learned from this person who 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 learned from this person, and sharing that, that knowledge and stuff. So anyway, I'll chill that.
Very, absolutely, man. Real quick, I just wanted to go over this thing. I thought it was pretty cool. I gave my students an assignment. I told them to write 2 to 3 sentences. The majority of them did not. But I asked them, what is something you wish you could change about America? Just to kind of get a glimpse of what, my kids were thinking about. And I thought some of the answers were pretty cool. I just wanted to go through and read some of them. So this is one of my students. They said, something I wish I could change about America is the fact that many people have a problem with other people because of their skin color. For example, if people think that other people are not pretty, then they will think that they will be rude or disrespectful because of their skin color. They may also think that they wouldn't want to talk to other people. So that is what I think I would change about America. And then one of my students in my homeroom, man, this kid right here, he's different. He's amazing. But let's just listen to what this kid said. He said, I wish that America changed war to peace and remove Ohio from the states. Also, it needs the states except Michigan to have Pizza Hut and Crusty Chocolate, Ocean and River. So take that for what you will. I have no idea what a Crusty Chocolate is. I don't know why he wants to get rid of Ohio and all the states except for Michigan to have a Pizza Hut. But, that's what it is. Hey, LYS fam, it's Olay. Thanks so much for listening to LYS. I just wanted to take a quick moment to talk to the parents. That's right, mom and dad. Parents, prepare your child for their best educational fit after high school with our comprehensive LYS Parents Guidebook. Our helpful guide includes a range of activities designed to help you better understand your child's unique gifts and abilities. Additionally, we provide valuable insights into the student loan debt crisis and offer practical tips on how to avoid accumulating large amounts of debt. Our ebook also includes a wealth of information on scholarships, grants, and payment exemptions that can help guide your child towards a bright and successful future. With our expert guidance, you can rest assured that your child is well prepared to make informed decisions about their education and career path. Don't let your child's future be in jeopardy. Invest in their future today by downloading the LYS Parents Guidebook. Simply go to lys.com/parents to get your copy today. Now let's get back to the show because it's some good topics. Yeah, that's a loaded question, I guess. One of my students said, something I wish I could change about America is that there would be no crime. Another thing I would change about America is that each state was friendly. Also, I wish that there were no more wars because it just causes death to young people. One thing that I would change about America is to make all school lunches free for all students. The price of houses would be something that I would change in America. I'm like, man, preach. Shoot. House prices hurting, man. This is a good one. Something I wish is that the Americans don't think more because, if the Americans want independence, why not create a polite system where Americans talk about that and solve problems? Ooh. These are fifth graders, by the way. Let me see. Something I can change is that you should be more responsible with the power people have, or be more responsible with the power that made the Constitution. You should make a new one with better rules to make a fresh start, because I think people need to change with the power that they have. What I would change about America is that there's a lot of bad stuff happening, so I want to stop that. What I would change about America is that they didn't pay so high for car insurance. What I would change about America is that they think people are all the same. And so, I just thought it was amazing to see their responses, because, when you ask a question like that, it helps teachers, it helps educators put the face of the student back in front of you. Because this is now not the student that's annoying or the student that just won't stop asking, questions or being rude or disruptive. Now you're like, oh, I forget. This kid has real, honest, deep opinions about things and things that they're passionate about. The car insurance, I think that was just someone overhearing their parents complain about, man, this Allstate, man, I am not in better hands. Someone, Mayhem Man is lying. State Farm is, they are not being a good neighbor right now. So I think those things are pretty awesome. All right, I wanted to actually share one more thing. Actually, yeah, I'm going to share this question, and then I'm going to bring this up here because I mentioned this to Festus. Here we go. Alrighty. So, growth for LYS, upcoming plans for LYS. Festus, you want to tell them some things that are on the horizon? What do we have as far as growth, in terms of growth that we are looking at here in 2023 and beyond for the growth of Laddering Your Success?
So absolutely. One, this will be our last free student mentoring for 2022. I know it's been phenomenal having these calls, but the next 2 Sundays are holidays, and so we're gonna spend time with our family, our friends, with each other, and just kind of enjoy that time. And but with that said, the LYS podcast is loading, and so what you're going to get on the LYS podcast is obviously some repeats here of some of the fire things that we've talked about and discussed, and we'll be dropping twice a week, right? So you can go back, catch up with us twice a week, but then also we are looking at partnering with a few different organizations that have been asking for help so that we can do LYS tour and then cap it off with LYS meetup. And we're also looking at just taking on a handful of students, probably 10 students, who we will work with during the summer in order to help them get as much scholarship and just be as post-secondary ready as possible. So those are some immediate things coming out. Now, obviously, the LYS app is out there. So if you're an educator who is a Texas middle school teacher for social studies, ELA, or science, we got you covered with the LYS Classroom app. So those supplemental learning materials are available for you to teach character, social emotional skills, and save time when it comes to lesson planning. So the phenomenal thing that we've done, we've really come up with some breakthrough technology here. We're saving you about 10 to 30% of your lesson planning time and allowing you to document for certain IEPs, right? So oftentimes, teachers don't know where to say, hey, what did I do on this assignment that made it fit this student's IEP? Well, we got you, right? So you could truly differentiate learning in the learning material. Sure. So those things are available, and so we're going to be pushing those things. I think those are the things that come to it at the top of mind. Obviously, a couple more ebooks about to come out, a couple changes to the scholarship guidebook that's going to come out as well. So those are some things that we're looking forward to this year. So 2023. You're still muted.
Sorry. Me and Festus were having this conversation about enjoying the ride, right? Because, he reminded me, he was like, you got to remember, bro, we've been going at this for like 5-6 years. And I was like, oh, snap. Wow, we have. And it just kind of just randomly passed through my mind. It's like 5-6 good years. And so, and this is for anyone who's right on the path, on the journey of laddering your success. You're going to have some long nights. You're going to have some hard nights. You're going to be tired, red eyes, bones hurting, aching, all those things. But always remember the journey. And I've been very fortunate to have lots of wonderful moments when I look back and say, I enjoyed that, even though it may have been hard. Of course you have the ones that they really weren't that hard, but you enjoy them, but you have some that were really hard, but you still enjoyed it because you were doing something that you love. And so I was thinking of some quotes and some things to look for, but I was like, you know what? I think I love The Office. And so there was something that Andy said on the last episode, I think, and I thought it was perfect to put for this moment here. So he was talking about how, he got where he wanted to, but what he really missed. And so I'm gonna play it for you real quick.
The weird thing is, now I'm exactly where I want to be. I got my dream job at Cornell, and I'm still just thinking about my old pals. Only now they're the ones I made here. I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them.
Wow.
All right. So that's what he said. He said, I wish there was a way to know you were in the good old days before you left them. And so essentially that's what we're doing right now. We're creating those moments that when we look back, so many years down the road, we'll look back and say, man, it was really fun doing those things. So something very important, I think we all would want anyone who is associated or who is heard of or who's a part of this to know is enjoy the ride, enjoy the moment, right? Because wherever it is you're trying to get to, if you follow the principles and you follow those who've gotten there before, you're going to get there. And so you want to remember this. I think it's also a good thing that keeps you grounded, right? And that helps you see that, you came from a place and you grew and you got to another place. And when we really bring in, when we really talk about what LYS is, it's taking that idea or that message of how you got from one place to the other and giving it to someone who is now starting at that place that you were. So you can tell them exactly where you were, what you did, the struggle, how hard it was, yet how fun it was because you were working in your purpose. And so I'll throw it at Festus if you got anything else. Caleb, if you got anything else. D Hill, you got anything else? And then we'll close it out for 2022.
No. Go ahead. I'd love to hear from them first.
I know, man, that was good. Like, that's the main thought, man, to realize that it's like, even right now, man, growing up, or well, now that we're grown, you actually look back in the good old days and just be like, man, I had a great time having nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like when you're in college with some of your friends or just like us, you know what I'm saying? When we first started the ride, man, just, you know what I'm saying? Looking back at some of the joking stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, just like clown with y'all back in the day and just stuff like that, bro. You realize, man, this right here, well, like, you know what I'm saying? This right here will always be a fond memory, bro.
Caleb?
Just looking back at the memories is just great. Just spending time and learning some new things here.
Yeah, definitely. To me, I think kind of like you said, is like you won't know the good old days until you left them. And I think that's the thing is like I'm just super encouraged because me and Olay were talking the other day with our brother Clemente and just talking about how far we've come. And I think that's like the key is like
man,
man.
Good times, man.
Yeah, just keep it moving, make more memories, and it's gonna come to fruition. So yeah, that's it.
All right, folks. I tell you what, it has been a blast. I mean, it kind of came quick, early 2021. Festus said we're gonna do this call. I was like, all right, I guess. Came in. Festus said, where you at? I was like, oh man, I was still living in my apartment. That was, I think, January 5th or 6th. Yeah. And we made it all the way down to December 18th. And it's been a wonderful blast. Can't wait to see what we do next year. So happy, so honored. Oh, I'm sorry, Caleb, did you want to say something?
Yes, sir. So when should we start the Zoom?
When should you come back?
Yes, sir.
It looks like it's going to be January 8th. I'll go ahead and put that in because the 25th is next week. That's Christmas. And the 1st is the Sunday after that is January 1st. And so I think we'll be ready to go January 8th.
Okay, sir.
January 8th. Absolutely. From our new studios in the metaverse. Just kidding. Coming soon, LYS Studios. No, man, coming soon, man. But it's been a wonderful blast, a wonderful ride. Super excited for what the future holds for LYS. And more importantly, I'm super excited for the people that it's going to reach and the people that are going to be touched by what we do in the future. So for D Hill, Festus and Olay, folks, I am Olay Sharanki. Thank you so much for coming along on this journey with us. We hope you have a wonderful Christmas and New Year. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. And we will see you on the other side in 2023 as we continue to ladder your success.
Yes.
Take care.
Bye.
Peace.
Oh, you're still there? Well, thank you so much for listening to the LYS podcast.